Military update news: Israel's custom F-35 stealth fighter, a lethal, high-tech wonder weapon. Israel is practically a launch customer for the American-designed F-35 stealth fighter. The Jewish state plans on declaring its first squadron of the radar-evading jet combat-ready by the end of 2017. That's just 2 years after the U.S. Marine Corps declaration of war readiness for its F-35s, and 1 year later than the U.S. Air Force's own planned introduction of the new plane. And Israel's F-35s will be unique. While most foreign customers of the stealth fighter plan to operate fairly standard F-35s, Tel Aviv is heaping its own special tech onto the airframe. And that's not the only way in which Israel's F-35s will be unique. The country should also possess a regional F-35 monopoly for at least a decade after bringing the stealth fighters into service. Israel has a long tradition of adding unique hardware and software to jet fighters it acquires from abroad. With their fuselage-mounted fuel tanks, enlarged spines for housing avionics and other additions, Israeli Air Force F-16s are distinctive compared to their more mundane American counterparts. With U.S. approval, the Israeli F-35I will possess a locally designed command and control system that adds to the plane's existing capabilities. On April 3, Israel Aerospace Industries announced that it had completed testing of the new add-on, which amounts to a software-driven radio interface that Benny Cohen, an IAI manager, described as being similar to a smartphone app. Its open architecture, which sits on the F-35's central system, much like an application on your iPhone, Cohen told Defense News. It paves the way for additional advanced capabilities to be embedded in the F-35I in the future. Meanwhile, Israeli firm Rafael told Janes it would add its Spice 1000 precision-guided bomb to the F-35I. The Spice 1000 adds a guidance kit and pop-out wings to standard 1,000-pound bombs, giving them the ability to strike targets as far as 60 miles from the launching aircraft. Moreover, Israel's F-35s will not be wedded to the Autonomic Logistics Information System, a global network of data sharing that F-35 builder Lockheed Martin is developing in order to coordinate maintenance and upgrades for most of the world's F-35s. Instead, the United States is considering authorizing Israel to repair its F-35s and their engines at its own depots. And Israeli F-35s will be special in one other very important regard. While Lockheed and the U.S. government specifically designed the F-35 to be widely exportable, Washington has vowed not to sell the F-35 to Israel's Middle East neighbors, essentially handing Tel Aviv a stealth fighter monopoly for a while, at least. Right now, we do not have any expectation for selling the F-35 in the near term, beyond the countries that have already bought into the program, Bob Work, the U.S. Deputy Defense Secretary, told Defense News in response to a query about potential F-35 sales to Arab countries. Instead, Washington has been pushing upgraded older model fighters in the Middle East, and recently signed off on sales of F-15s to Qatar and FA-18s to Kuwait. Saudi Arabia is also buying factory-fresh F-15s, while Iraq is acquiring F-16s. This piece first appeared in War is Boring.